The origins and objectives of Tabung Haji. Incorporated in August 1962 in Malaysia with name Pilgrims Saving Corporation. It merged with Pilgrims Affairs Management Office in 1969 and established Pilgrims Management and Fund Board. And for Tabung Haji, primary objective is to manage savings and investments for Muslims in Malaysia in accordance with Sharia principles to enable them to perform Hajj. The differences and similarities between your conceptual framework and Islamic accounting/finance principles. For the conceptual framework is published by the Malaysian Accounting Standards Board, MASB, fully integrated with the standards issued by the International Accounting Standards Board, IASB, and for Islamic financial principles will be used Accounting and Auditing Organization for Islamic Financial Institutions, AIFI. Also in a conceptual framework, it will only reveal certain information that brings benefits to be seen by outsiders, but in the Islamic principles of finance, the whole information will be disclosed to outsiders. The primary issues and bad practices in the case. Primary issue is the argument about the status of forex investment as Sharia compliant or not. And for the bad practice is the GMs still make investment in MAM although them know some of the second investment were in the forex market. Do not tell the truth in board meeting when get the approval for the investment. How agency theory be used to describe the general manager's actions. Firstly, the action in making the initial investment. The agent makes the decision because he know it need to take action to get the benefits to principal, like in this case general managers make decision to make investment when be approached by MAM to brings profit for improving financial performance. Next, action in making the subsequent investment. The action of GMs is against to principal's goals where once the money be managed according to Sharia because the investment in MAM consists forex. And lastly, in concealing the information on the forex investment in the board meeting. The conflict that always be faced between principals and agent because the agents, GMs, hide the truth about its action to get the approval. The principal will lose the trust to agents in handling its assets. The actions be viewed from the internal control framework by COSO. First, risk assessment. Although know the risk of investment in MAM is high, the GMs still doing the investment. It is contrary to the concept of risk assessment when in this internal control is to minimize the risk that can be threatened. The objective of organization where the objectives of TAH are to manage the money by depositor following to the Sharia principles. And next can be viewed in monitoring. In monitoring control, the management need to monitor if the activities or action that be taken or decided following to the objectives or not. In this case, it can be seeing the lack of monitoring control in TAH where the mistaken action or decision making in doing the investment in MAM that have related to forex have been approved. The actions be viewed from the Islamic finance principles. Uncertainty and risk, Gharar. Islamic finance principles forbid involvement in contracts with excessive risk and or uncertainty. The concept Gharar evaluates the legitimacy of investment risk or uncertainty. The action that be taken by the GMs to do the investment in MAM is uncertainty and risk. So, it is wrong for GMs to make the investment. Recommendations to the Board of Directors.
For the recommendation, the investment in MAM that have related to forex where the forex status still in arguments whether it following the Sharia compliance is not necessary to be involved for investment because it can cause a higher risk to organizations. Tabung Haji will lose the depositor trust and get bad image of reputation. The organizations need to do the COSO framework first, like risk assessment, control environment and activities, and do the monitoring to the action that be taken. The TH also need to make the decision following the Islamic financial principles. If it is contrary with the principles, the organizations must not approve the activities.